everyone, welcome back to Homegrown Passion. In today's video, I'm pulling my tomato plants. I was going to try to keep them limping along for a while, but there are so many tomatoes around. We were out driving around the other day and stopped to get some sweet corn, and the produce guy had bins and bins of tomatoes for free. So instead of me keeping these things going and wasting nutrients, I decided to pull them. I did save some. I have more back in the head house, but I am saving some. And these guys, if they have a little bit of color on them, they will get ripe for me. So I'm not worried about that. So I still will have tomatoes for a few more weeks. So come along for my journey of hard work and getting these things out of here. Well, as you can see, the tomatoes don't look very good. That's because I turned the water off to them because I decided to pull these guys a little bit earlier than expected. So turning off the water make them a little bit lighter. There's a few ripe tomatoes on there that I'll harvest off, but it just makes it easier to get them out of here. Things in the farm market have really slowed down, and I want to do a deep clean again this year, so I might as well start now and get things cleaned up. Today's going to be a hot sunny day, so I'll try to get these done as soon as possible. Another thing I'm going to pull out are the peppers. You can see I got a lot of red peppers and orange peppers on these guys. So I'm going to put these up for me for the winter time because we like to do a lot of stir fry and Chinese Asian cooking. So we're going to put these up. I like to dice them up and freeze them and put them in Ziploc bags, and they're ready to use whenever you need them. And you can see the beans over here. I'm going to pull these guys. They're a little bit yellow. I did turn off the nutrients about a week ago. I shouldn't say I turned them off. I ran out of nutrients and decided not to fill them up again because I knew I was going to be pulling everything. And it's amazing how fast things turn yellow when they're just getting plain water. So kind of showing you what goes on with the different things here in the greenhouse and how one little thing really affects the plant. It's kind of cool. You can see down there I started taking these out already, and what a mess. It happens every year, but you know, you get through it. It's no big deal. But I'll get these cleaned up. Also wanted to show you, remember I sprayed the tops of these with Zerotol 2.0 to keep the algae out, and I never put lids on them? Look how nice and clean they are. Years ago, when I didn't do anything to the tops, they would be totally green with algae. So it's just little tips and tricks that you need to do to try to keep things going in the greenhouse. Things I've learned along the way, I try to let you guys know. And if you guys have tips and tricks, you know, like always, leave them down below for me. Also wanted to show you guys something else I've been doing this year. Since I don't recycle vine clips, I do recycle the hangers. But I don't want to put all this string in my compost pile, so I'm just snipping off these vine clips and pulling the string off as I cut these up. And I cut these guys up into little pieces. It just makes it easier to get them out of the greenhouse here. Just kind of cut them up, and then I put them in my garbage can and take them on out. So you're probably thinking I have a lot of waste here with the tomatoes on the ground. It's hard to use every single product that comes out of the greenhouse here. I do my best not to waste it. So like I said, I am picking some of the good tomatoes off the plants and some of the green tomatoes, so they will ripen up. But since I told you I didn't have the nutrients coming to the tomatoes, what a difference in the flavor. It's not as good as it used to be. It really makes a difference when you have the right macro and micronutrients going to your plants. So I used to get all kinds of questions at the farm markets, like, why do hydroponic tomatoes taste terrible? I've had them in the past and they've been awful. So I give a person a tomato and I said, come back next week and let me know what you think. And they always come back and buy them. Because like I said, if you keep everything tip-top shape, you know, with the nutrients and the pH, you'll have really great tomatoes. So I have all the tomato plants out of here. It took me about 4.5 hours to do both rows. That's about 80 tomato plants that I had in here. So a little bit of work. They were a little overgrown and heavy, but I got them out of here. So next thing I'm going to do is get all the Bato buckets out of here, sweep up, and then vacuum and get this area cleaned up and ready for my paste tomatoes to go in. Well, there's all the tomatoes in the tank, ready to be taken over to the compost pile. Always a sad day in the fall when you get rid of your tomato plants. You know, I started these on New Year's Eve, which I try to do every year, start them on New Year's Eve and get them going. It's kind of a tradition we've been doing for these past 7 years, so looking forward to the next time. Well, I hope you guys liked today's video. I didn't get to the Bato buckets in this video about dumping them out and everything like I had said earlier. So I'm going to make a whole video on that because that's a whole nother process when you dump them out and compost everything and get them clean. So that'll be one of my next videos. And if you see behind me all of Doug's leather products he's been making, and he got my dad's old upholstery sewing machine going. I remember my dad running it as I was a kid back in the 60s and 70s, and we looked up the machine, and it's actually built in the 1890s, and Doug got it all reworked and rewired and got a new belt for it, and now he's able to make some shaving kits or dope bags. So puts the zipper in and gets these things all sewed up, so it's pretty cool. Kind of exciting to use family heirlooms. So I hope you guys like this video, and like always, leave me any questions, comments, and suggestions down below, and we'll see you next time.